Hi y'all, I hope there's enough light in here, and I have the phone positioned pretty well for you to see what I'm doing, because I don't get in the kitchen to do things much until I get this kitchen done. You know, I don't do much chefing or prepping. Well, I do a little bit here and there, like I'll make a salad, I'll fix bowl cereal, I'll boil some eggs on the stove. You know, I got one burner over there that's still uncovered I can use. But little stuff. So, but we have a family get together tomorrow, and I wasn't sure what I would take, but I had a friend who had like a slight I don't know if you want to call it a disaster or whatever, but she was making apple bread, cinnamon apple bread for a Sunday school class, and it's supposed to look something like this, but I think this is the actual bottom. Can you see that? I think that was the bottom after she took and dumped it out of the pan. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like when I put it in the bigger pan, and I'm not sure I'm going to, and I'll show you why. Get that out of the way. So, okay, let me show you this. This is where she already had made two, and I already had put them in here. She cut slices and put them in here, but they fell apart. And I was like, gee, well, don't throw that away or let it go to waste. So I took her to the store. She bought some streusel rings from the bakery department, or actually the bread department, or whatever you want to call it. You know, like when you go to a local store and you pass the bread up, but you're not quite to the bakery, and they have all the other stuff that they bring in packages set on the tables in between. So anyway, I apologize, I don't have a better setup for you, but so I'm not sure if I should line this with parchment paper first or just leave it. I've never done this before, but I thought what I would do is take the broken up pieces maybe and line this pan over here. Let me move this so maybe you can see better. And then I'll decide what I'm doing with this loaf later. If there's enough here, I'm just going to do this. But what I'm going to do is take this broken up apple cinnamon streusel, because I know there's brown sugar in here too, pieces. I'll start with the larger ones. I'm not sure if I should make them like chunks, like layers, like, you know, pieces to pull right out like that, or if I should just lay them down. But I think I'll take the larger pieces out and do it like mini slices of bread. You can see that or not. Anyway, so I'm just going to set that down. I think you get the idea of it. And I can turn this a little catty corner, but then you won't be able to see me, so it's what it is. I'm just using my microwave to hold my phone. So anyway, yeah. So yes, I'm going to go through and sort through this. I'm trying to see how many actual larger chunks there are, because there's a lot of little pieces. So she said her first one stuck to the bottom, and then when she took it out, it fell apart. So she said the second one went completely apart. So I'm thinking we should put that, maybe put those in a different container. See if I got another bowl someplace. That's a reach. Let's see, it's too big of a bowl. I don't think I need that big of a bowl. I try not to dirty anything I don't have to. Here's a little one. Maybe there'll just be little pieces fit in a little bowl. I can stick them up on end. I don't have time to play around. I still have Fluffy to get outside. I just went through the produce, so I don't have to worry about going through my produce today. I've already done that job, so I can be prepared later for my salad. See all the little chunks? I'm trying to get down to where the first loaf that she took and made and put in this container, and see if there are pieces that can be pulled out, like half slices, quarter slices, you know, chunks, like That one's kind of small, but it might work. I don't want to throw it in with the small pieces like here. And then these are kind of sizable. So if somebody's a little like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like that, they can have a choice of the smaller ones. And this one's just odd, so I don't know where I'm putting that. I want them to be at least like a slice of bread. So I'm pulling all these smaller pieces out so I can try to get to the actual, what looks like a slice. I might need some other tools to get this job done, I'm not sure. I don't think putting the broken up top one in on top of the first one was the best thing to do, but I know how it is to work so hard on something, and this was her first time making this recipe, and she had to go to the store, which isn't even in her own town, in order to get what she needed. She had to find a ride because she doesn't have a, she doesn't drive. I think they have a truck, but he's away right now and she couldn't drive it. So I think her daughter took her. So anyway, then she gets all these ingredients, spends like, I don't even know how much, because she does try to make everything from scratch and fresh, and I think she put them in there moist. I'm gonna have to see if I can, wonder if I have a cake server. Let's see, just get a couple butter knives here. Yeah, there's a lot of these smaller chunks, and I can't get to the larger ones because of these. I can use my hands, I guess. I did wash them 2 or 3 times actually. And I don't know if I'm using them. If I can just use the one that looked like it turned out halfway decent, that's still in one piece, I can actually use that in here. But I wanted to start with this here, if I can get them out. But I think I will cut them in half and then pull them out and line them up in here. So anyway, I was thinking what would be good. See, that doesn't look bad. That's a half a slice. And I can set it up on its side. Maybe I'll trim the others down so they look uniform. So this one's going to be a little bit bigger, but so if I put that in with the oblong ones over here on this end, then the larger ones can be together. But if I can get this full across, and full across is not going to work, I don't think. I just realized this sticks up taller than my pan. So I'll maybe trim that piece off. That must have been the bottom of the pan baking, and it's kind of hard anyway. We'll take that out. Anything like that there, then that's a nice uniform size for that pan in particular. So maybe I'll do that with this, and that's what we'll do. So yeah, it's not flat. This is the butt end, so it's kind of hard. Well, let's just take that out. These are the back ends and the corners, I think. We'll just take those out for right now. Okay. Let's start with stuff. Wow, I might have to get another container. Well, anyway, I got one piece. That's going to work. Okay, so now anyway, I'm not quite sure. Let me show you my dilemma here. Just bear with me. So, there you go. Can you see it? That's what I've got to work with right now. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take me. I was hoping not too long, but this is going to be more of a project, I think, than I thought it was going to be. So, okay, well, that one slants to the right, that one slants to the left. So what I'll do is I'll stick them right next to each other, and then it looks like she's actually, these are chunked there again. Oh boy. Okay, I might just do bite-sized pieces. It might be better for me to cut, like take a piece that size, cut it in half or something, and just layer them in here and make it like a dump cake. Anything hard, even though that's where the nutrients are, they say when you bake bread. So some of them we're not going to cut off. Anything hard, like too brown, I think I will cut off. So now I got to back up, pull these back out. So we're going to take off anything hard. And then there's these pieces. Can you see that? I'm looking for chunks of apple in here. And there's these chunks, and I'm thinking that's a big old chunk of brown sugar or something. I'm not sure. Some people might like that, and some people might abhor that, so I'm not sure I'm saying that word right, but you know what I mean. Not like that at all. So there we go. And I'll tell you what's not in here that I'd like to be in here, but I don't know that anybody else is going to like it just because I like it. And that's walnuts or pecans and apple bread. So it'd be like apple nut bread, like banana nut bread. But I don't know who can have nuts and who can't, so probably not going to do nuts. Maybe if I have leftovers, I'll make myself a second pan, or others. Maybe we'll make two. One with, one without. This is just crazy. Okay, I need this, because those are stuck together. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, let's see. I might as well leave that there. And okay, that doesn't look bad. Okay, there's that. I don't want them real tiny little pieces, because what I'm going to do to finish this is, oh, I can't show you the tub, the name of it. I've got an icing here. But basically what it is cream cheese, rich and creamy and smooth cream cheese tub of icing. Like normally in the old days, you know, I would make from scratch, but this is for tomorrow. I don't have a lot of time, and I have other things to do, of course. So yeah, we're just going to piece it. And this wasn't exactly on my to-do list, but I was trying to help her out. So I took her to the store, and she got her pecan rings, cinnamon streusel rings or whatever, and she's going to slice those up. And I would take this, but I'm not sure what kind of a competition type thing that might seem like. So, alright, the pieces that are strictly like the bottom or the side, like on a loaf of bread, I'm taking those out. I need something to put these in. That, or I'm dumping these in the pan, but there's too many of those. This bread is, you kind of make this bread, I don't know, she says you pour the batter in the bottom, or you pour the apple stuff in the bottom, but you layer it. I think she said you put batter and this apple stuff, and then you do another layer. I don't know how many layers you go back and forth, or just layer of bread, apple stuff, layer of, you know, the bread batter. Anyway, in the meantime, yeah, it's kind of weird, is all I know, but I told her I'd take it. My family would probably eat it. Kids and grandkids aren't too picky, although a lot of them don't eat a lot of junk food. And this has got so much brown sugar in it. Out. They're washed up good, but I think maybe we'll just stick with using this. I don't want to use my hands right now. I did wash them. Matter of fact, I washed a bowl I was going to, because I had a bowl there that had something in it. So I thought, well, I'm going to go in and wash up, and I might as well do that too. That actually looks like a good, tasty piece there. Not so you. Not so you. Let me move these around and check them out. because there's nothing worse than getting something that you think is soft and yummy, tender apples or bits, and then you get something hard instead, and it just can just throw your whole experience off. I mean, we're not shooting for disappointing people, although I'm sure some of them would realize that that's what that is brown sugar, but that doesn't mean they're gonna like it. Just because it's a flavor or something you like, if it's hard and tough, it's just like eating a piece of steak. You're not going to like that. So, some people might not be as bothered by it as others. Anyway, so, back to what I was saying. I'm going to use this icing, and it's kind of thick and smooth. But since this is not smooth like a cake, I can't just ice it. So, I'm probably going to add a little milk to it. And, then I'm probably going to, like a pour glaze or something over it. So, have you ever tried anything like this before? Have you made apple cake before? Well, not apple cake, but apple bread, I guess. So, I'm going to ask her for the recipe, I think. And then, when I get my kitchen done later, I might try to make this and see if I have the same trouble she had, and maybe troubleshoot what went wrong. So, it could have been her oven, could have been the pan she used. There's 3 or 4 different things it probably could have been. And I know I don't want to approach it like, well, you did all this wrong. I'm just going to approach it like, I'm going to try this recipe and we'll see how it goes. If I have any trouble, then I can troubleshoot, you know, and then I can let her know whatever she did, what she might want to try to do different this time. I'm not sure anybody's even going to want to try this, but they might. They know what it's like to have, I don't know if you call it a disaster. What do you call it when you have some goodies and they just don't quite take, or they fall apart? Accidents, incidental accidents, happy life, fun accidents. I don't know. I think it's Bob Ross, or it's the guy who worked on the houses, and his name Bob too. I can't think of the show. Anyway, it was a fun show. I can't think of the actors' names, but happy little accidents or something like that. Anyway, so, and some of this bread is downright just tough, so I'm not sure. Like, maybe there's no eggs in this. I'll have to find out what was in here in the way of baking soda, baking powder, or whatever. But some of these hard, tough pieces, I'm just going to cut those out, because I just like, you know, if they like it, they'll go back and get some more, and I don't have to bring that much back home. If they don't like it, then I'm going to have to bring this stuff home or just throw it away. And this has butter, real butter, and it has, I forget what kind of apples, Gala, Granny Smith's, whatever, is some kind of a baking type apple that was supposed to hold up together and not just fall apart and get mushy. So, but you can look at these and you can see, I don't know which way to do this because I hate to take and do it like this, but sometimes you have to do what you got to do. So anyway, you can kind of look and see how some of this is. This is the harder, tougher stuff, and then some of it's tender. And you can see, you can hardly see, where are the apple bits? But where you see the dark things, here, like this, that is a chunk of, like, the brown sugar and butter or something. And I'm wondering if that's not what part of the problem was that interfered with how well it baked up or something. Anyway, I was going to show you, here's a good, nice, tender, not too soft or gushy, but tender piece of bread. And you can see the chunk of apple in there. So this is one of the best pieces. You can see where the brown sugar and cinnamon is right here. And so that will be nice for whoever gets hold of that piece. But it's also a bit tough and gooey or something weird. So I really, if anyone has any idea what went wrong with this, please let me know. I would really like to know. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's see. What's this piece right here? Is that another nice piece? Ooh, that's another one. That almost looks like a streusel topping on that one. Let's try that. I'm only going to work until I get a certain height. Look. Big thing of the cinnamon in there. The cinnamon, or the, cinnamon over here, on here. And then this again is the little, what do you call it when you take your streusel, like the brown sugar butter stuff, and then you break it up in little pieces and sprinkle it. That's what that is. And that's a little hard. I'm going to take that out. Oop, it fell back in. Let's see how we are doing now. Some people may not like this because if it's like that packed down thick, weird, in my opinion, kind of like a cake brownie that didn't get cooked all the way, they're not going to want that. So I'm just, it's something to do with it rather than let it go to waste, I guess. Take our chances, we'll make it up. There might be somebody who loves it. I mean, I'll eat a little bit. See, me, I'd want some walnuts in it, maybe even some raisins. What else do you put with apple? That's all I can think of. But that's because I like nuts. And I like raisins and fruit. Do you... I'm trying to remember. Do you add raisins to something like that? I don't remember. But I'm thinking this lady only likes certain fruits and doesn't like fruit in general. And maybe she thinks there might be other people who don't like it either. Now some of this brown on part of this could be like the glaze, like the brown sugar or cinnamon could have done something. Like, I don't know if she greased her pan, buttered her pan. These are all things I need to ask her when we have a chance to talk later. Or I really don't need to. I mean, I get the recipe and I'll try to figure it out. I don't want to use my fingers anymore than I have to. I haven't really touched anything but this, but I'm afraid if I do that, I'm going to get done. I'll forget to wash my hands before touching my face, and then I might have an allergy thing happening. That's why I'm trying not to get too close to it. I don't know what triggered me earlier. I just know I was uncomfortable. And I wasn't even sure I wanted to come back and finish this job. I was like, I don't know about this. This actually, no, I don't think so. We're going to take that out. This is almost like working on turkey or chicken or whatever. There's a big hunk of something. That might be the brown sugar stuff. I have a lady down the road who might actually like to partake in this. She's a single. She's not really single. She lives at home. She's singularly living at home because her husband's in a nursing home and he's got dementia or something. So she goes and sees him, I think, every week still, which is great. That's the one thing about us when we get older. Other people get older and we start having to contend with all these things that start going wrong with us or other people. Like I lost that one. That one didn't make it inside of the pan. See, now if I was doing this show, this video, if I was doing a live show, we could converse. I've never done a live yet. Anyway, I'm uncomfortable just doing this a little bit. But I'm getting more used to it. I'm getting a little more comfortable. You gotta be brave, you gotta be bold, you gotta step out. You gotta do things. Alright, now see, here's the rub. I'm down to not much left that I can work with. It's not hard or too close to where it's hard. Like this piece right here. Might be able to incorporate that, but okay, now so that's it. So I'd say if you look at what I have in here, and this is not quite full yet, and then if you look at what's left over, that's not quite a loaf, but that's almost a loaf amount of a loaf in there. I really don't want to put the hard stuff in here. So where's the lid to this? Well, well, see, if we were talking live, I'd be asking you, what do you think? Get the other one out and incorporate the other one, or call it good because you don't know if they're going to like it or not. So I want to try to get rid of as much as I can because I don't want to be, you know, stuck with it kind of thing. I feel like maybe I'll move this over and get the other one out. And the other one looks darker. I don't know if she overcooked it or not, but I'll get it out and we'll see. Now see, this is the thing. I'm going to show this to you again. So once again, if we were live, you could talk to me about this. Now see, this is what this one looks like. The apple stuff looks like it was poured on top or on the bottom, but there might be apples in the middle, and I won't know till I try to slice this. She just wrapped this up after it cooled and gave it to me. Now this is what the bottom looks like, which is, in my opinion, kind of weird looking. So I don't know what this is all about. So if any of you have ever made anything like this, would you please clue me in? So in the meantime, I'm not sure where to put this. I noticed I got a hole in the bottom now. So I'll lay this paper towel underneath of it. Move this over here and just put that there. Okay, so I don't have to use the whole thing, right? But now see, if I cut that and it's so drastic, like a different color, this is really hard on this end. It's almost like a toffee candy texture, this end is. And then I'm going to cut back on this side, and I'll cut back on this side where it's hard. That's where the brown sugar and stuff ran over it. On the side, I think, makes it look like candy almost. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut down the middle like if I was going to slice it. I don't know if this one even finished getting done, because this one's kind of soft and gooey, damp. I wonder if she wrapped it too soon. I'm going to cut that hard bottom off. This might be all I add to that. This is a bit tough. Let's see if I can slice that bottom off. Some people might like that, like the burnt and slightly burnt ends of a meatloaf, or run over burnt stuff on a pumpkin pie or something. Okay, so now here is what that looks like. There. I'll cut that and we'll see what kind of texture that is. I am not sure. I may not even want to add that. I'm going to bend that down. I don't know if you can see what I'm working on here over there. But yes. First, I want to get the hard out, away from it. I'm going to use this because I don't want to bring it over there. I don't want to drop anything on the floor or in my sink, because I got stuff over top of my sink holding my clean, what little bit of clean dishes are over there from before prepping. Anyway, yeah, let's see. turn it over and around. I don't know what happened to this. And maybe she's an older lady, a little older than me. Maybe she got tired. You know, we've all been there before. Alright, so now I'm going to just kind of slice this way. And then I'm just going to take the knives. Oh, that was something hard, or I just went through the foil. Maybe I better look and see. Well, I'll see when I get there. Nope, I didn't cut through the foil. It must have been a hard piece of brown sugar cinnamon or something. Alright, I need this. So I worked on this, and I cut half of that. And then I trimmed off the hard side bottom, and then I just cut like this. Put it in here, and I'm wondering if this looks like enough, because I don't want it to be too high up. I want to be able to get my lid on there and not have the icing sticking to my lid. So, okay. I'm just going to move this over to here. And I think I'm going to wrap up what's left of this. Interesting, we call this an experiment or something. Something happened about this. So there's that. So I'll put that back in the fridge. Okay, I'm going to put a lid on top of this. Okay, now, I don't appreciate the fact that my video cut off. I don't know what it is with the timer on my app, so I don't even know where it stopped or left off or what you missed, but that's as far as we've got. I think I've got enough in it. I just need to take this. Whoops, I wasn't supposed to show you that. Anyway, I'll take this label off. How's that? I should have done that first, maybe. Alright, back to this. I'm taking this off. You can't see what it is. And I'm opening that up. And now I gotta figure out about getting milk in there. So I think I'll just go ahead and stop this till I get this where I want it. Then I'll turn it back on. I don't know if this was whole milk or 2%, but anyway. So I put half the icing in this bowl. This is my favorite cereal bowl these days, because I have my cereal in these glass containers, like canisters, and it's easier to pour out of them into this without missing it and making a mess. And I only eat like that much cereal to begin with. Whoops, let's see, I'm too close, aren't I? Ah, I didn't realize I was too close with that. I'm sorry. Well, that's about how far I say it with my cereal. Then add my milk. Okay, now that's obviously too runny, so let's get some more icing in there. I'll probably just put all the rest of the icing in there. And if I'm wrong, I can always just go and get another one. I do have sugar and stuff here if I want to just ad lib, but I'd rather have a whole, like a uniform type icing type glaze or whatever. I'm not sure. Do you think I should use a whole? Well, I don't have to use it. Okay, so picking up where we left off, but not exactly. As you can see, I did this. I didn't realize the other video had cut off, and what I did was I just took some of the icing and put it around in splotches like you would Cool Whip or something, and I just did that. And this is how it turned out. And I just can't decide if I want to put something on it. So I'd like to put little tiny bits of walnuts or pecans, but I don't know that anybody else is going to want nuts. So, and I do think that's what got my allergies started. So I'm not even going to taste it. I mean, I can taste the icing and tell you, yeah, that icing is really good for cream cheese icing. Anyway, yeah, I like cream cheese icing. I hope everybody else does. Alright, well, have a good one. Thanks for watching.